Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Build Back Better video short. We're talking about lighting today because the lighting category for the Build Back Better Awards is open, and I'm delighted to be joined by Eoin Billings, who is one of the founders of Billings Jackson, which is a specialist industrial design practice. They've done a lot in lighting. They work for Trilux, Zumtobel, iGuzzini, LED Linear, and loads of lighting brands. They've created some amazing products, including the massive seller Tecton for Zumtobel. And as well as that, they also do some amazing projects. They're working on San Francisco Airport at the moment. They've done Heathrow, Crossrail, Moscow Metro, and the New York Metro. It's a sort of a specialist practice with a unique way of working. Eoin, welcome first of all. And do you want to tell us what you guys actually do for lighting people?
Well, thanks for inviting us along, Ray. Yeah, I think the thing that we do is that we understand their issues inside the manufacturer, but we also understand the issues of the specifier, if you like, because we work within the manufacturing industry and we work within the building industry. We, as unusual for industrial designers, we kind of magpie between the two. So we help the lighting product manager get his product over the line because we understand what's in front of him, what the issues are, what the barriers are to taking an idea forward. And we've often talked about innovation. There's a lot of innovation. There's some terrific ideas out there. But it's quite a different thing to get that idea into reality. And that's where we've been successful. And I think Tecton is a good example of something where working together with a very strong team, we were able to deliver something that really, really worked at a very micro level. And our expertise was actually on the side of, we built quite a few buildings or been involved in the building. So we were able to explain what the specifier was looking for and what their issues were, and what they were concerned about. So the base is, of course, we have to be really good designers, make something beautiful that fits with what the brief is. But underneath that is our real sort of magic bit, is where we're able to push things through and get them into reality, which is a lot of the times why we get work within cities and urban development projects.
Mm-hmm. Now, you guys, I suppose, you guys were building better. That's kind of been what you guys were doing even before we had the phrase "build back better." And it's about creating spaces. And of course, wellness has been a massive trend for you guys over the last few years.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had this kind of like human-centric look at things because we were coming from an industrial designer's point of view. But we're not working for the consumers market. So we have a different group of people. So we're thinking about, what does wellness mean not only to the end user, but what does wellness mean to the manufacturer who's putting it through? What's the whole story? Because we know we have to get through specifiers. And you see a lot of ideas getting stuck on the shelf or not really succeeding the way they possibly should have, like the Internet of Things. It is happening. It's just not maybe the tsunami that was anticipated. But of course, it's going to change and keep going with the market. And in wellness, I think we saw, particularly with circadian rhythm, a lot of talk about it, but not and some of it a bit disappointing. I'd been to quite a few scientific conferences and talks about it. And I think what we found was that we found bias. We were really curious about them and how they worked, because they were coming from an extreme, which was in space, how to get an astronaut to sleep. And sleep was the key. So, of course, once you have that in your mind, it's about sleep, then it all makes a lot more sense. And so they've been able to develop something that we're really quite excited about in terms of the science, and something we can get behind. So we've worked with them to develop ideas on how they can manifest that in the real world. They've got quite a few customers already using their system, but we've taken it to a sort of product level. Yeah,
I mean, but you see the dynamic circadian biophilia trend, where lighting is dynamic by default in the workplace. Do you see that happening?
I think there's quite a bit of a challenge to it in terms of a belief in the system from the end user point of view. And I can understand a lot of frustration and confusion out in the marketplace. I do think there will be pull. I think once it's the ground has been settled and everyone understands what it can deliver and how it can work, I do think there'll be huge pull, because you have people like Macquarie Bank, for example, who are absolutely reliant. Their business is reliant on the wellness of their people. They for them, and it's fascinating. Companies like Veldhoven, who are just into working and how people work and how they can be well. Those now well-established ideas going forward, they will start pulling in lighting as a subject, and they'll be seen as an example. I think it's not going to be a tsunami. It's not going to be sudden. I think it'll evolve, and it will evolve with a pull from the marketplace, and the place it'll be pulled from is those who really value their workers, and the more we go forward, the more that's the case, particularly with big tech, but also banking, insurance, any other area.
Great stuff. Thank you, Eoin. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and experience with us today. And we'll talk to you again, hopefully at some stage in the future. Thanks.
Great. Thanks, Ray. Good.